You cannot be healthy and vegan. Well, watch this video and hopefully it will change your mind. So yes, on this channel I promote a plant-based vegan lifestyle and foods and diet. And this video is going to show that yes, you can be healthy and vegan. And if you are vegan, use this video to share to other people to change their mind. So this video is about two amazing people who completed one of the most incredible feats of physical endurance and stamina and fitness. So this is a story that is incredible, and I never see anyone talking about this event that happened in 2013. No one ever talks about it. I don't see it in the media. No one talks about it in the health scene, about veganism and health. And this is about Alan Murray and Janette Murray-Wakelin. And I'm hopefully shedding some light on this. So they ran around Australia. They did 366 consecutive marathons. So they ran every day, a marathon every day, back to back to back, 366 days in a row in 2013. In their 60s, and they did it vegan. No animal products, just on plants. And specifically, they did it on raw veganism, which I don't promote raw veganism on this channel as a diet. I promote, well, I'll get on to what I promote. But they were vegan. They did it on a vegan plant-based diet. In their 60s, round Australia in 1 year. So they faced incredible temperatures. There was one day it was 44 degrees. They ran through a cyclone. They ran through rain and hail. And have you ever heard of this? No one ever talks about this. And when I discovered what these two fantastic people had done, I thought, well, I need to hopefully shed some light on this, because people need to know, and it might change your life if you find out about what these two people did. So there's a documentary that was made about this, and it's called Raw, the documentary. And it was directed by John Michael Mooney. I think that's how you pronounce his name. John Michael Mooney. So just a little bit about Janette Murray-Wakelin. So Janette was actually diagnosed with cancer in her 50s, I think it was, with breast cancer. And she changed her lifestyle. She went vegan. And I think in her words, or people describe it, she beat cancer. So she was in her 50s, I think her early 50s, when she was diagnosed with cancer. So that would have been, well, more than 20 years ago now, I think. And she's still alive. They actually, I think they have a YouTube channel. I think if you just look up Janette Murray-Wakefield on YouTube, or if you look up Raw the documentary, they have a little YouTube channel. So you can go and watch their videos. But this is something that I think we need to talk about more, because it's important. So yes, just to emphasize it again, they were vegan. They ran a marathon every day for 366 days around Australia, beating and setting new world records in their 60s on a vegan diet, on a vegan lifestyle. Okay, so I'm going to read out now what the John Michael Mooney, the director, believes why this documentary, if you watch it, is so important. So I'm just going to read off what he said. So he believes that Janette and Alan's message can transform the way we look at our diets, resulting in disease prevention, so Janette reversed hair cancer, clarity of mind, a huge increase in energy, as well as leading people to a more ethical and compassionate lifestyle. So I also promote veganism because I believe in the animal rights and we shouldn't exploit animals for food that is causing us ill health. Okay. This documentary will inspire people to make more conscious decisions about their health and lead them towards a more ethical way to live. It is a positive and inspiring message that has already touched thousands of lives, and it has the possibility of inspiring change that will make a difference to the health of all living beings and to the health of the planet. Let's create a kinder and more compassionate lifestyle for all living beings and a sustainable future for our environment and the planet. So I hope this maybe changes your mind about, well, you can't be healthy on a plant-based lifestyle. And if you are plant-based and vegan, spread the message, okay? Because no one is talking about this, and it's 2025 now, and this was in 2013. And if you look up, there were a few news articles, maybe on the Australian media, but what's that? 12 years ago, you know. So yeah, 12 years ago, and you know, I just found about it just out of luck, I think, really, more than anything. But I don't promote a raw vegan diet because on this channel I specialize in weight loss and health gain, and I find that a lot of people get scared with the raw vegan lifestyle, and I also think that it can be interpreted in people's minds, so which can lead to disordered eating and potentially eating disorders in the long run, which can be then more detrimental to your health. So I recommend a food plan based on rice, fruit and sugar, because I often find that people who switch to the raw vegan, it's more of a response to the horrors that they see in the world. And if you get it wrong, I don't think you get enough energy. Sometimes, you know, if you make a switch and you become very entrenched in one view of, well, this is how I need to eat, I think you don't get quite enough sugar, and your body runs on sugar. Okay, so sugar is making you lean. That's why these people, they get lean, but they also get lean. So these two amazing people, if you look at them, they're very lean, but you can also, because a raw vegan lifestyle can be quite low on calories. And when I mean calories, I mean literally they're very low density calorie foods, and yeah, it's not fat and protein which is leading you to become overweight, which is what the Western world is. Animal fats, animal protein. You just literally, you sometimes can't eat enough to keep up with the demands that your body needs, which is sugar, because the main energy system of the body is glycolysis. So all the cells in the human body run on sugar. So I recommend rice and as the main staple, because it's got lots of sugar, so it breaks down all the carbohydrates of rice. They break down to produce sugars. So all carbohydrates are sugars. So like and subscribe to check out the other videos on the channel where I tell you more about the chemistry, the biology, the chemistry and biology of the human body, and why I recommend the foods that I recommend, and why you can eat as much of them as I recommend, and you won't get fat. Okay, so I'm 5'11" and I was 63 kilos this morning, based on the foods that I eat. And yeah, my weight fluctuates a few kilos throughout the year, but I'm always around, 60 something kilos at 5'11". And I do like cycling as well, but I don't do enough. I don't do this much level of exercise, okay, to be as lean as they are. So yes, rice, breakfast, lunch and tea with a nice spice with spices and herbs. And also I recommend something like pasta as well. And you've got fruit, yeah. I still recommend fruit, but not as your base staple. We've got some canned fruit. And for exercise, yeah, I do recommend vegan gummy sweets and stuff like this. Maybe gels if you're doing a race. Just so you're getting enough sugars in the body and you don't have the health consequences that you can get from not consuming enough. So you can get into the mindset where, with the raw vegan lifestyle, where you think everything starts to cause you ill health and you become a bit too obsessed. And perhaps, I don't like to use the word, I use it on myself. I wouldn't like to describe other people with this, but you can become neurotic about certain things and you just need to take a step back and think, yes, rice is fine, white rice is fine, and yeah, pasta is fine. So the processed foods that are causing you ill health are the processed animal foods, animal products, like you would get if you went to a fast food place. And I also believe that the vegan processed foods, like again the fast food places, this is bad, and I don't believe that these are healthy. So I would avoid these high fat vegan and high fat animal products because they're both going to cause you ill health. So if you stick to the rice, the fruit and the sugar, and yes, you can have stuff like pasta, and I'll have stuff like white sourdough bread. That's fine. And I'll make maybe fruit smoothies, stuff like this. But yeah, go and watch this documentary about these two amazing people. And yes, you can be vegan, plant-based, and healthy, and be healthier than everyone else who's not. This is the proof, okay? So when people tell you on the internet that, oh, well, you get chronically fatigued and anemic and all of these other health problems from being plant-based vegan, it's not reality, is it? Because I'm plant-based vegan, and as I say, I like cycling, and I'm not a professional cyclist, but based on the food that I eat, I'm always lean, I'm always healthy, I don't suffer from diabetes or obesity or atherosclerosis or high blood pressure. I'm not constipated or chronically fatigued or moody. I don't rely on stimulants and other drug dependencies because I'm chronically fatigued because of the low sugar, high fat, high protein diets of the Western world. And I could, if I wanted to, so I actually have to film this video, I'm filming it on a weekend and the weather's not too bad, so I might go out and do 100 miles. And I won't have any mental stress about doing that as long as I fuel properly. So there's another video you can watch. I've got videos showing you how to fuel your training, your exercise, to never, if you've ever cycled, get the bonk, which is where you run out of energy. So that's the cycling culture word for that they use in the cycling culture is bonk. If you get the bonk or hit the wall, you run out of energy. So I never get that, and I never cramp because I get enough sugar and enough water during my rides as to never feel bad. Okay, so like and subscribe and check out my other videos. I've got videos essentially explaining how the world works. I have specifically a series called Escaping the Prison of today's health system, something like that. You'll be able to, I'll put a link and explain why sugar doesn't make you fat and why you shouldn't count calories if you're eating like this, and why you do need to count calories if you're eating a high fat, high protein diet, which is probably what you might be eating. And I explain why there is so much biased information because of the link between vested interests, food industry, and university system and education and health experts. So check that out. And yeah, this is the real world, okay, that happens around you, and not just in the echo chamber or microcosm of what you see on the internet. There are actually real things happening in the world. So be more like these people. Get a bike, get a pair of running shoes, and go out and test your diet, okay? So if a diet makes you slower, more unfit, more tired, it's not working. And even if you think you're doing great, well, perhaps there is a diet, a food plan out there, the one like I recommend, that will allow you to go even faster, even more fit, and less tired every day, okay? So I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out other videos on my channel. Check out the Raw documentary. And perhaps this video might just have saved your life. So leave a like for that, and a subscribe for that. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. Now, hopefully, yeah, I'll always stick with the same message that I talk about: rice, fruit, sugar, plant-based vegan. And if I ever promote a product, it's because I think it is good for your health. And I won't sell out just to be rich like everyone else is doing. See you in the next one.